Yo, what's going on, Poker Bros? Teal6 here for an actually serious and hopefully helpful video for the first time in a while. So what we're going to do today with the start of official Smogon Tour 14, I believe it is, I am going to make a video that should serve as the basis for scheduling your games, getting them done, and how to be on top of activity for any new members. Returning tournament players should have this down by now, but this, if you follow this video and this explanation exactly as I say how to do it, you're never going to have a problem scheduling for a tournament, and you will never lose via activity call. At worst, if you and your opponent have completely mismatched times, you might get coin flipped, but this is a surefire way to never lose to activity. Alright, so step 1. Log into your Smogon account, www.smogon.com/forums, and once you do, you'll see a website just like this. These are the new forums. What you're going to do from there, you're going to have a little area called alerts. When a new tournament starts up, you will see a notification, so there will be a little red pop-up right here where it says alerts, and you will see something very similar to this right here. OST round 1 pairing, or something like Tony Flygon has tagged you in a post. So what you do in this situation is you click that button, OST round 1, and it will take you to the tournament that you have signed up for. Now here's where you find who your opponent is. The first link, or the first post, it's not going to have any tags, right? So you're not going to be tagged in this post necessarily. So what you do, you hit Control F, and I guess like I was looking for Rhydon last time, you delete that, and you type in your name. So for me that's Teal6, and you'll see the first time it comes up here is my profile. Just hit down from there, and look, Teal6 versus Ramafa. So now I know who my opponent is. I'm not going to write on his wall because he's my actual opponent. For this example, I'm going to use ABR, because he's my buddy and he can explain to him afterwards why I'm doing this. So look, I have my opponent, pretend this says ABR. So in that case, I go right to search. Once you're in the search area, make this say this forum, in case that was their only post ever, and then go into the member area and type that member's name. So here I typed ABR, I click him, and I hit search. And now I'm going to see all of the posts that ABR has made in this forum. Now I want to go to his profile so I can talk to him. So I'm going to hover over his profile picture right here, and what's going to come up is a little screen area where there's, all of his trophies and his badges and his, join date and everything like that. And I'm just going to go to his name and click his name. So this is going to take me to his wall. Walls are where you talk to people one-on-one. It's where they're able to know that you're talking directly to them. A mistake that a new user might make is to use the message tool. You really don't want to use the message tool when scheduling for a tournament because the host can't see that you've reached out. So in a case like this, I'm going to go to ABR's wall, and I'm going to write something along the lines of this. Hey, we play for round 1 of OST. When are you available? And then what you want to do is not start off just like that. You want to hit the ground running when you're trying to schedule a game. So give them the times that you are available and see if any of those match up. Now for me, for example, I work. I'm typically completely unavailable between 7 a.m. to about 8 p.m. every day during the week. So what I'm going to do for someone like ABR, if I'm trying to schedule with him, I'll say this. I'm EST, because I'm Eastern Time, so you do want to note that because there's plenty of European, Asian, Australian players on Smogon. So you'll say, I'm EST, and generally available between, say, 8 p.m. and I go to bed around midnight, so I'll say 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. on weekdays. Now, as you might be able to tell, that's not a huge amount of time. That's only a 3-hour window every day. Say he's European, 8 p.m. is going to be like 2 a.m. for him or something along those lines. That might not work for him. So what you want to do is find any times that might be more flexible, any times that might work for the two of you. So in this case, you need to go to the weekends. And weekend activity is always going to be more prized than weekday activity because it's generally accepted that people are going to be more free on the weekends. So I go out a lot on the weekends, so I don't necessarily know what days or what time I'm going to be available, so I can't really give that to him up front. I don't want to commit to anything just yet. I'd rather have him tell me what times work on the weekend for him. I've already given him 5 different slots right now. I gave him Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. So I'll say something like this. I can be flexible on the weekends, just need to know ahead of time if you want to play then. And there you go. Something very simple, message just like this. Hey, we played for round 1 of OST. When are you available? I'm Eastern. Generally available 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. on weekdays. I can be flexible on the weekends. Just need to know ahead of time. So you'll write something like this, and you'll post it on his wall. And he'll come back and he'll write something like, maybe I'm available Thursday at 9 p.m. And if he writes something like that, you can go, okay, perfect, that works 9 p.m. So what you do in that case is at 9 p.m., you go onto this website right here, not PokemonShowdown.com. That is not the website that you're looking for. Instead, what you're looking for is this, smogtours.psim.us. This is the be-all, end-all websites for tournament games. This is where all the tournament players gather in order to play their games. This is where all the spectators are. This is where everyone important is going to meet up. Now, generally, Smog Tours has way fewer users on it than PokemonShowdown.com. It's meant for tournament games mostly. So you come on Smog Tours, and all of a sudden you go, oh wait, he doesn't know the ult that I'm using. I don't want to play on my main. I don't want people to scout me. So you go back to their profile, pretend it's Thursday at 9 p.m., and you write something like this. I'll be on red, white, and teal. And if you look over here, the username I am using is red, white, and teal. It's not teal 6. So now when ABR comes on, he's going to go, oh, I'm not looking for teal 6. I'm looking for red, white, and teal. This is who I have to challenge. And there you go. At 9 o'clock, you guys schedule your game, and you get on your way. There's no problem. Now, say he's not available at 9 p.m. Say he's not available at any of these times. And he writes back, I'm available on Sunday at 2 a.m. Okay, well, that might not work for you. You might be asleep at that point. You have to keep probing and have an adult conversation with the person. See what time, it might be a little shitty for you and it might be a little shitty for them, but see what time you can, between the two of you, come to an agreement on. I'm sure you can find an hour during the whole, in this case, 3-week period, or usually just about 1 week. Find an hour that works for the two of you. On the very rare occasion that you cannot find an hour block that works for the two of you, what you have to do in those situations is inform the host, let them know that you did your absolute utmost best to find a time. And look, if this is a situation where, you're fairly unavailable like me, I'm only available this 3-window gap, say I don't even have weekends, you might just have to accept that you lose via activity. Say your opponent is available 7 or 8 hours every day, but they just don't match up. Well, it's tough luck on you. If you have such little availability, you have to expect losses in situations like that. If you're fairly similar, you might get what's called a coin flip. That's just where the host says, okay, there's no way to decide which one of you deserves this more. So what I'm going to do in that situation, I'm just going to flip a coin and see who wins. Now, the next thing I do want to talk about is activity. This is the next most important thing. So say ABR never responds to me. Well, it would be pretty unfair if it goes all the way to activity in that case, right? So what I'm going to do there, I'm going to go back to the official Smogon tournament thread, and I'm just going to say, activity versus ABR never responded to my VM. And VM is shorthand for visitor message. That just means you wrote on their wall. So if I write something like this in the thread, Tony's going to see it. Tony is the host. Let's go back to page 1 and we'll look at the host. Tony's going to see it and he's going to go, okay, I'll check their conversations. So he'll take a look at the talk that me and ABR had, and he'll see, oh, look, I wrote on his wall a bunch and he never responded. I'm going to give the activity win to Teal 6. Now you have to write this because otherwise he's not going to have the time to look through 2,000 something pairings and see who talked to who. If there's no communication, none of you call activity, he's just going to coin flip it for the most part. There's no reason for him to assume that anyone did more than the other. And you can't, in that situation, it's tough to get upset if you don't communicate it. Now, I'm sure he'll fix it if you clearly had more activity than the other person, but make life easier on the host. And I just got to delete this post. Make life easier on the host and just let them know that you've been in touch and that you discussed the tournament and your opponent didn't really reach out. Now, if there's a contentious call and you don't agree with the activity call that the person makes, tough luck. It's up to the host. The TDs will look at it if you make a fuss about it, but don't abuse them. They're running this out of their own free time, and from experience from hosting this tournament last year, it takes a long time to figure out who won for each one of these matches and to make the bracket and to make sure that everything runs smoothly. So give the host a bit of understanding. Don't harass them. Make your activity posts, make the posts that let them know that you have scheduled your game appropriately, and everything should work from there. So if there's any more questions, feel free to reach out to any of the TDs. That's anyone with this little fire badge right underneath their name in this situation, in this video. I work, Tony works, ABR works, anyone along those lines. Just feel free to give us a visitor message or send us a direct message if you have any questions. Otherwise, schedule your games early. Schedule them the day the tournament goes up. Work really hard to find a time, and if you don't, then take the other steps that I told you, and you'll have no problems. But I do guarantee that if you follow this video to a T, you will never lose via activity. If you give the times that are available to you, I'm sure you'll find something in 99.9% of cases, and otherwise it'll be left up to them.